This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 231 of Aussie Mac Zone. This week's sponsors, athwebhosting.com.au and Aussie Tech Radio. So tonight we are all here, and how are you, Garth?
Bloody awesome, Michael. How are you?
Very good, thank you, mate. Back
Happy
to
Easter,
normal
sir.
time zone. Yeah, happy Easter. Happy normal time zone, more importantly.
I know exactly, right? Exactly. Finally, you guys have learnt what the real time is. Or is making up times as you go along. I don't know.
And Zarn, how are you, buddy?
I'm fantastic, guys. How are you both?
Good,
So
good.
we don't need to make up time. It's just that you guys are so close to the bloody sun. You don't need to sort of extend the hour so we get a bit more.
Yeah, we don't need to pretend. That's right.
I didn't know whether it was Eastern Standard Time or whether it was Commonwealth Games time. I wasn't sure what we were supposed to be using this week.
Yes, it's currently UTC plus 10.
Yeah.
That's why I sent that message today, guys. I'm like, is it Eastern Standard Time? So back to you, Michael.
Yeah, our Aussie Apple ramblings this week. So the Apple Education event. We all got a new iPad with pencil support and an iWork update out of the event, and more time to speculate about what's coming and when. And I think also watching the event, there is a true commitment to the education sector. Because I watched it today all the way through, and they were just pumping it and what they've got coming up. It's amazing that it's coming up, but yeah.
When you say it's amazing that it's coming up, do you mean it's amazing that it's coming up, or it's amazing like
It's amazing that it's in June, not now. But
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
it's all in the promise, right?
Yes. But it's the buying time now for the schools and decisions making for next year. They're actually going on holiday now, aren't they?
They will be shortly, yeah.
3 months or whatever, yeah. So
look, just buy your iPads now. I promise we'll have the software ready when it's time to go back to school.
Yeah, and the software for your Mac, that's right. No, I think they're done delivering late because look at the grief they got over the HomePod. So
let's hope they're done delivering late. I'm not so what's the word? Assured of such a thing.
Okay. It was it's all coming for Worldwide Developers Conference. Maybe that's because the apps, the education apps have got to be modified to work with the homework software, etc. So maybe that's when it's all starting to fit together.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Of iPads.
Yeah.
It is. Typically, when Apple release an OEM, they don't actually release low end, I should say, not O-end. They don't actually release that. Hazelnut liqueur is really hitting me. They don't actually release low end devices. What they do is put something new in at the top, and everything else just gets pushed down the line.
Yes.
All right, that's what they do. That's the modus operandi of Apple. But every now and then,
speaking of low
they
end,
will bring out something like the SE.
Hazelnut liqueur.
Every now and then, they will bring out something like the SE, the iPhone SE, or this particular iPad, where actually what you've got inside is really good.
Yeah.
But it is still cheap. Yes, there's some compromises. The screen is the same as it was. Touch ID is Touch ID 1, not Touch ID 2. The camera is no better.
Yeah.
but the actual guts of the machine, the processor, is the same as you get in an iPad Pro at the moment. I
Yeah.
mean, the only thing better is the iPhone 10/8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was the screen is better in that it's got finer. What's the right word? So the pencil can be more direct. That's the best part about the screen, I think.
So it's
But
it's more sensitive with the pen and
yeah.
Okay.
Pencil.
Sorry.
Well, it supports
I
it supports
apologise.
the pencil, right? That's the main point.
Yeah.
Is that the screen supports the pencil.
What is your light doing, Garth?
It's flashing on.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to make
It's
that
going
stop.
flat.
It's the light that has the dodgy connector.
It's become Aussie Mac Peep Show.
All right, we're just going to go with off. There. Leave it off.
Go.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And let it compensate.
Yeah, but there was. It will be good, I think. It does make the iPad Mini look ridiculous, doesn't it? It's like 249 to 200 bucks dearer. Like
it is kind of crazy, right? You get a crappier, older, smaller device for more.
So how much are we talking?
Maybe not so
what's
much.
the price release here in Australia?
For I put it in our
in our notes.
In our Aussie Mac news page.
Oh, excellent.
But I will just find it right now. So sorry, everybody. I'll just find that right now. Aussie Mac Zone channel.
Yep.
And what is it? $549 for the iPad Mini. So it's dearer, and
so it's
so not about $100 more ish
for the Mini
device that's smaller.
And is the Mini running older technology too, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot older technology.
Yeah, right.
2 generations older. It's an.
But weren't they?
8,
so are they talking about pushing the Mini away anyway? So they're getting rid of the Mini.
They haven't said.
Well,
still there.
So that's
everyone else is talking about that, but Apple's not talking about it.
Well, there you go.
So I guess we'll see what happens at WWDC/September if we get an update to either of those devices.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've also got Apple launches iOS 11.3 with a raft of privacy features. Sensing opportunity and good PR, the Silicon Valley company launches major data protection push across devices. Apple is launching a major data push with software updates across all of its devices to introduce new data privacy information immediately, with an updated website offering new privacy management tools to follow in May. Last Thursday's updates to macOS 10.13.4, iOS 11.3, and tvOS 11.3 are prompted by the enormous new European Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and have been in work since at least January. But they come at a good time for the company, whose head Tim Cook has been merrily capitalising on the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal, publicly rebuking Mark Zuckerberg over the social network's business model. For users of the company's devices, the biggest change will be the introduction of a unified data privacy iconography, which now shows up alongside detailed information about how Apple uses personal data for its various first-party services. Apple believes privacy is a fundamental human right. The company will tell every user the first time they turn on their device after the update. So every Apple product is designed to minimize the collection and use of your data. Use on-device processing whenever possible and provide transparency and control over your information. Now, although the new features are prompted by GDPR, they are rolling out to users worldwide, and the company proudly notes that it has not had to change any of its software to comply with the new regulations. unlike competitors such as Google, who operate on the principle that large-scale data collection bestows an advantage in areas such as machine learning and transport planning, Apple has repeatedly argued that it has a responsibility to minimize data collection. So,
sorry, you finished there?
well, yeah, there's a lot. There's another couple of paragraphs, but anyway,
there is a fair bit, right? There's a couple of things that I want to pull out of that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, firstly, totally agree. It is good that Apple didn't have to change their code to comply with the European, the upcoming European amendments to their. Tell you all about how good we are for not selling your information. And look, don't get me wrong, it's a great thing. I love it, but they really are capitalizing on what's going on with Facebook, and let's try and drag Google and Amazon into that same story, if you like, because let's face it, all three of those companies, Google, Amazon, and Facebook, realistically base a large part of their business on knowing what the hell you're doing. So it's a good look. I'm a bit confused there, maybe sounding, but it's a good story. However, they really are capitalizing on it in this latest update, because it's just pushed in your face all the time. And I think, the best thing about 11.3, which is what we're really talking about here, is the speed improvements, the battery improvement. Obviously, there's some additions under settings to allow you to control whether or not your battery, say you have a low battery, say you have a degraded battery. Do you want to run the risk of shutting down, or do you want to manage the performance of your CPU to prevent you shutting down? And look, just wait for it, right? Wait for all the people who turn that off and go, oh no, I shut down when I wasn't supposed to. We'll hear them whinging all over the place.
You will.
After they made the decision, that's what they wanted to do. But just noticing on the beta, it's gotten so much better. The battery life has gotten better. And I hope that people out there who are upgrading from 2.6, 2.4?
2.4.
11 to, I think you might be right. 11.2.4, 11.2 point, what is it? 11.2.4 up to 11.3. Notice the improvement to battery life, because it was certainly evident over the betas.
One other thing that I found today when I was doing my update to tvOS, one of the choices was to have the screen of your tvOS devices, if you have multiple ones in your house, to be all the same. So if you do a changes on one, you don't have to go away and do the changes again on the next one and the next one. So that was convenient. I thought that was a good idea. I don't know when that was introduced.
Well, look at you living the multi tvOS lifestyle.
It's amazing what you can find in secondhand shops.
So hang on, just unpack that a little bit. What do you mean? So
if I change the screen layout of the apps and etc. on
the home screen, what apps you have on the home screen. Oh, that's pretty damn cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so if you got them in your house, you change one, they'll all go back to the same. So it doesn't matter which TV you're on, you'll know where to search and find the apps that you want to use.
Yeah, they all look the same.
I think that's good.
Garth, what are you doing?
Just take that video away from me while I try and fix this cable. I'll shine it in your face for a bit.
How much liqueur was in that drink?
It wasn't liqueur. This is totally the ineffectualness of these batteries. These bloody
We'll go to an ad for you, shall we?
Let's do
Yeah,
that.
just keep the camera off me.
Reminder, this week we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au, and which we know have affordable and competitive plans, 99.95% uptime, domain registration, free setup, auto setup, instant activation, accepting PayPal as well as other cards, 250 scripts installed with one click, including WordPress and Joomla, and many more. And they use cPanel, the industry standard user-friendly, feature-rich control panel, from $5.95 per month when paid annually, with 24/7 ticket support. And their new way of creating your website is awesome. I just wish you'd just go on, have a look, have a play, and be amazed at how easy it is to create awesome looking websites now.
Hey, Michael, can you pick your head up just a touch for me?
Can I pick my head up?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to sit up straight these days. I don't know.
Thanks, mate.
You're getting a bit
just so we
floppy,
can,
Michael.
it's just so we can see your beautiful face.
Apple's plan to put health records on your phone has huge implications for medicine in the USA. Apple announced on Thursday that it has expanded its health records product to 40 health systems and 300 hospitals, and it's opening it up to all iOS users. That's rapid growth, but what matters the most is the mission underlying the software. And that's the revolutionary notion of empowering patients with their own health information. Apple wants to bring consumers' medical information like lab tests and immunizations to its iPhone, and now 40 health systems have agreed to set up and help. Now, the willingness of healthcare institutions to work with Apple is a big deal, given the slow pace of change in medicine relative to other sectors. But what's more important about Apple's moves into the space is the mission behind it. Doctors put patients in charge, Apple's news release reads. We view the future as consumers owning their own health data, Apple Chief Operating Officer Jeff Williams said in a recent interview with CNBC. It might not seem like it, but that's a truly revolutionary idea. That's because for years, patients have been putting doctors in charge and not the other way around, and the system has encouraged it. Now, I got my 2 bobs worth here. I would think this is ready to roll out in Australia now. It hasn't. But
Absolutely.
Especially based on our federal government's push to centralise Australians' health records.
That's right.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
They're asking us already, like this is 2 years ago for us, to digitalise our medical records so you can go online and find them whenever you want to find them and what you want to know. So
yes.
I can't see why we can't use this app here and have that, working for us. It sounds fantastic. It sounds like exactly what we want.
Yes.
When is it? June or July? June, July, something like that. That all medical providers have to be compliant with these new rules here in Australia.
But that again, it's the provider, isn't it?
No, but what I'm saying is there's a federal government requirement that any provider of health services, by sometime mid-year, need to allow on to a portal, to a centralized portal that we can sign in through MyGov or whatever to access our health records. And I think that is sometime mid this year that all health providers will need to comply with that. So you're right. It's a natural fit.
How do we get Apple involved? So
I
interesting.
think because this is what the government wants to do, surely they will, they'll approach Apple or something like that. You would think they would. Or
you'd
Apple
hope they were already
approach
talking.
them. You think they would, wouldn't you?
You'd think.
Yeah. I'm just sorry for the freeze frame just before too, Garth. You froze up for probably about 10, 15 seconds then. Yeah.
I'm fine my end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now this is an interesting story, this one. Victims' Apple Watch data leads to arrest in Australian murder case. While we've heard of some neat stories about how Apple Watch has saved lives, the wearable is also making a difference in solving crimes. Apple Watch data has become key evidence in an Australian murder investigation, and it has resulted in an arrest. Reported by Daily Mail via VentureBeat, Myrna Nilsson was murdered in her home back in September of 2016. Originally, Myrna's daughter-in-law told police that Myrna was attacked by a group of men who had forced their way into the property after a road rage incident. However, Myrna was wearing an Apple Watch at the time of the incident, and the data has become key evidence in the case. Carmen Mateo, the prosecutor in the case, told the court that the daughter-in-law's story was demonstrably false and the home invasion crime scene had been fabricated. Ms. Mateo said a forensic expert had analysed the dead woman's Apple smartwatch and had narrowed the time from when she was attacked to when she died to a 7-minute window. Another piece of Caroline's story that the data conflicted with was an alleged argument Myrna had with the attackers. The prosecutor said if those timings were accepted, then it contradicted statements from the accused that her mother-in-law had been involved in an argument with her attackers for 20 minutes. Now, the Apple Watch data was able to confirm an ambush-type attack, and Caroline Nilsson had also been charged with killing her mother-in-law, while Caroline had previously been named as a suspect. The Apple Watch data is what moved the court to charge her with murder. The defence attorney's part, he said Caroline would be denying the charge and she will return to court in June. So what about that? I think that's very interesting.
Well, hilarious is probably the wrong word. I shouldn't say hilarious. But
I know, it's just one of those things, but isn't it? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I love this story.
When she died.
I really do. It's unfortunate, someone being murdered.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
It is. But I love this story because of what the Apple Watch has done. They're like, no, we can get from the data, we can see that she has been attacked. Surprisingly attacked, because it's reading the heart rate. The watch has got the records from that. But there was no argument because the heart rate and everything like that hasn't come up or down and anything like that. So that's absolute garbage. And that to me is the technology at its finest. The future is now with science.
So look. Next time you're eyeing off your beloved or your neighbor or your workmate, and you think, I think I could take you out. Just check. Have they got an Apple Watch on their wrist? Maybe.
That's right. Yeah.
or do you and your wife's watching it?
Is that where you come home and you go, hello, darling, I bought you this nice new watch.
That's
that
right.
Apple One just doesn't do it anymore for you.
No, well, that's where you'd be putting it on yourself, wouldn't you, for protection?
That's right. So, Apple releases iTunes 12.7.4 with, Zarn, this has got a story picture.
It does, story 5.
Yeah.
There you go.
Apple releases iTunes 12.7 with new music video section for Apple Music users. Earlier today, Apple started rolling out a new music video section to the Music app on iOS. The feature acts as a home for music videos for Apple Music subscribers, aggregating the best and most recent video content. Now the new music video section is coming to a desktop with iTunes 12.7.4. Apple has released to users, bringing the new music video section to the desktop. Apple touts that this makes for a new music video experience in Apple Music. You can access the new music videos interface by heading to the Browse tab and choosing the Music Videos banner along the top. Here you'll find content that is exclusive to Apple Music, such as new videos from Beck and A Tribe Called Quest, as well as playlists, genres, and other content. Apple describes it. iTunes now includes a new music video experience for Apple Music. Find what's new and popular in music videos within a browse and play videos back to back with exclusive music video playlists. And just while we're on music, Apple also released,
That's right.
I'm talking twice for some reason.
I think you're going to read the same story again there for a minute.
Yeah.
You've lost your spot, or
No. Yeah. No. It's all right. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, that's
Well,
right.
Michael, if you don't know what's going on, there's no way we
the first HomePod software update is now available. AirPlay 2 is not available with this release, and we haven't noticed any changes yet. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on there now. What's happened to the audio?
that's all
The
right.
new software update comes alongside 11.3 for iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. HomePod can be updated automatically or prompted through the Home app after updating to iOS 11.3. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry about that. That was a huge technical difficulty
no
at my end.
worries. So, the video stuff, that's great. Not interested, but anyway, that's good. The HomePod stuff, though, I don't think there was anything much in that update, was it? It was more of I was sort of, for a minute there, I was hoping we got AirPlay 2 support or multi-room, stereo mode, but nothing.
See, multi-room would have been nice. Stereo mode, multi-room, that would have been great.
Yeah, but I think it was just a bug fix type
update.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah.
So, a reminder this week, we are brought to you by Aussie Tech Radio at aussietechradio.com, which has our Aussie Tech Security podcast, our award-winning Aussie Tech Heads podcast, and our new Aussie Tech Crypto podcast, and other podcasts from around Australia. Now, what else have we got? I'm running out of things now.
Well, I've got a couple of little, not how-to so much as keyboard shortcuts. We all know how much I love keyboard shortcuts, right?
Yep.
So, a couple of Safari on the Mac ones. The most obvious is Command-Shift-H. We all know what that does, right?
Command-Shift-H. Hide. No.
Home.
It's too. That's it. Yep. I knew that. I just wanted to make sure everybody else did.
I know. So you're on a web page. You want to, I don't know what you guys have got set, but I've got Google set to my home page. So open a new window. I'll get to Google. But if I'm deep in a thing and I want to jump back to a fresh Google window, Command-Shift-H takes me straight home. Same as when you're in the Finder. It'll take you to your home documents folder. Well, your home folder where you have documents, music, Dropbox, any of your other desktop.
Yeah.
Any of your other home things in the Finder. So that's Command-Shift-H.
Yeah.
Now, favorite little one, which I know I've covered before, but it is pretty cool. Say you've been Googling in Safari and you've clicked a few links and you think, hang on, let's jump back to the actual Google search.
Yeah.
And we'll try another set of links. Option, oh crikey, what is it? Command Option S, Snapback. Search Snapback. SSS. Think of the S's. So Command Option S for search Snapback. So even if you've been S.
Awesome.
Snapback.
Yep.
So that even if you've, jumped a few links down after doing, so you do a Google search and you click on something, that'll take you back to your Google search, which is pretty damn cool.
Excellent.
Command Option L will bring up your downloads, a little icon, show you what's going on with your downloads, show it in Finder, do whatever it is, see if it's finished downloading yet, whatever it is.
Yep.
And one last one, you close a window. Damn, I didn't mean to close that one. I meant to close a different window. So Command-Shift-T will reopen your most recently closed tab.
Oh,
yes,
awesome. That's really cool.
That one works like a beauty. Yep.
Yeah. No, well, they all work like a beauty. It's just that you've got to remember that they're there, and that's the tricky part.
Yes. You've got to keep using them. Yes.
You've got to use them.
I just like to say, because we're getting comments on our Facebook feed, it's not always my fault, Jody, okay? It may have been my fault that time, but it's not always my fault.
Just mostly.
I'm sure his title says producer, doesn't it, Garth?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It does. It does.
So they're productive. They're the producer's choices. Just because you don't like them and you don't think they're correct, they're still his choices.
Yeah. But they are excellent shortcuts, those for Safari. Yes.
Yeah. That, like I said, the tricky bit is remembering to use them.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just like the days have expanded from Command S to save and Command P to print, haven't they?
A little bit, yes. Life has got a little bit more complex.
Yeah. All right. So in that case, we need to remind you that the download for the show notes is on each of the links. And if you go to Spotify, just search for Aussie Mac Zone, or Apple News has got Aussie Mac Zone. Don't forget, you just click on it and hit the heart, and that's how you favourite it to find us quicker the next time.
Yeah.
And a new story was added this week. And thank you to our listeners, sponsors this week being athwebhosting.com.au and aussietechradio.com, and our supporters. Thank you very much. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, listeners.
Zarn,
except for Jody. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, thank you, listeners. Jody, Graham, and Tom. That's the lot.
Oh no, we've got some more over here. We've got Chris. Hey, Chris. We've got Josh. We've got Jan. We've got Karen. Always. There's no Kellyanne this evening. She'll be in trouble when I get home.
Though. That doesn't count.
All right, fellas. Thank you very much. Remember, an apple a day keeps the androids away.